Um, this is not a free speech place. Oh, I love it. I just triggered a bunch of people. This is not a free speech place. Free speech is not what you think. If you think free speech includes hate speech, you're a dumbass. Free speech does not include hate speech. Hate speech is illegal. Free speech does not include hate speech. So the fact that you just said me speaking up in favor of LGBTQ plus is not very speech, fuck you. Fuck you, you're blocked. Also, someone said Brandon Sanderson takes an L for that. Yeah, we don't want you here either. Blocked. Anybody else wanna complain about LGBTQ plus? Anybody? Anybody else want to complain about diversity and inclusivity? Someone said it's disappointing that he's going to, no, it's not disappointing. You're just a fucking racist. Bye bye. We banned 3 people in a row for being racist, homophobes, and transphobes. Right there and all, like in a row. In a row, we just banned 3 people in a row. You know what that? I think we gotta do the music for that, guys. Let's do it. Strong hand, fist of iron, judgment falls. Hearts are dying, banhammer strikes. Tears like rain, justice served. Feel their pain. There is nothing like cleaning out racists from my chat. I absolutely love kicking a racist to the curb. Free speech is the right to criticize your government. Exactly, Dribrom. Free speech does not include the right to hate on other people or their belief systems. There are rules against hate speech. If you don't understand or know the laws against hate speech, you are a bigot, misogynist, homophobe, transphobe, and a racist. You need to go back to school, go to your social studies class, and actually learn the history of the country that you grew up in. Because pretty much every country on the planet, with the exception of a few developing nations, pretty much every country on the planet has laws against hate speech, which means you are not allowed to say things against people because of their race, color, or creed. And certain things are deemed hate speech. And if you say those things in public, you will go to jail, you will face fines, you will be fired from your job. There are repercussions for saying things that are hate speech. If you don't know what hate speech is, I would highly urge you to research it. Because free speech does not mean the freedom to say anything you want. That's not what free speech means. Free speech is all about the right to criticize the government, the freedom of speech to protest, the freedom to protest. That is what free speech laws govern. Hate speech is something else entirely and govern things related to race, sexual preference, so on and so forth. So, Little Fishy said this is a dead channel. Oh, we're banning your ass as well. Fuck you, Little Fishy. I have a very thriving community, by the way. Doesn't need you here. We don't want you here. So, bye-bye. Let's clean out some more racists, kids. Let's clean out the transphobes, homophobes, and racists from the chat. Anybody else? JK says, if free speech is free, why are there defamation laws? Exactly. Emulator says, freeze peach is a step in making sorbet. Heatwave says, that's why I tune into these streams. Empathy says, preach. Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, guys, literally, Brandon Sanderson is, like I said, to get back on the topic, he's already making people upset because he's in favor of LGBTQ plus. Excuse me. And a lot of people are like, but Brandon Sanderson, your books are my beloved books, and I don't want men to be a black woman. I want men to be white. I don't want her to be gay. I want her to be straight.
We don't know what Brandon Sanderson is going to be doing with his adaptations, but we do know that he is weaving in modern themes. There is a beetle on my wall. I'm going to go take care of this. Anyway, that sounds like a great um, segue into favorite TV shows, everybody, including upcoming Brandon Sanderson stuff, because none of his stuff has been adapted to TV, and I can't wait to watch his stuff get adapted and see the Cosmoverse. It's like Stephen King, man. Stephen King has done so much stuff on TV and film, and it's been great, and I can't wait to see Sanderson go the same route. Let me go take care of this beetle off the wall. I gotta chuck him out of my room. I don't know how he got in my room. Never mind. It fell off the wall. It's under the bed now. I don't know how it got in here. What's up, Thandar? Shiny! What's up, Shiny? Did I miss you coming in? Hey, Buttery Gaming. You seem to be new here. I love this when people try to claim this. So, Buttery Gaming just said, all of these idiots just want reactions out of you. And I'm sure it's good for views, but sometimes your streams were much better when you just played the game. So, I don't recognize your name, Buttery Gaming, and the fact that you have a bunch of a bunch of letters after your name makes me kind of wonder. Um, I've been doing this for 5 years, full time. And if you had been around for a while, which you claim you have been, I have been doing reaction videos since the very beginning of my channel. Rings of Power was the first thing I started doing reaction content to back around 2022 after the first, I think actually even before that, because I was doing reaction videos around like Baldur's Gate 3 early access stuff. We have been doing reaction videos and reacting to trolls in this way for 5 years now. So you don't get to claim that your streams were much better when you just played games, because I have always done this, which you would know if you were the fan you claimed you were. It's been a part of my, like, there are Reddit threads about me and the fact that I take no prisoners and I take no shit from trolls. There are Reddit threads going back years about the thing I like about Renfail the most is he doesn't take shit from trolls in his streams and he pushes back. I've been doing this for years, so you don't get to complain that my streams were much better when you just played the game, because that's never been the case. So, yeah, bye-bye. Correct, Wizard on Twitch. It's my stream. You're here for my show. Sit down, shut up, enjoy the show, or go watch somebody else. Riser says, I found you through Lord of the Rings Online. We've been playing that game for years. Charlo says, keep doing you. 'Tis the plan. What's up, Kvorst? Amadius. What's up, Detroit? I will fight racism, homophobia, transphobia, and bigotry every single day of the week. And I will continue to do so until they put me in the grave. My wife is Mexican. Yo hablo español. Tengo residencia permanente en México. Tengo gays y transgenders en mi familia. I have gays and transgender people in my family. I will support those people and their rights to be free human beings alongside the rest of us until the day I die. Married to a minority, proud to be married to a minority. I support her in every way, shape, or form. Lithric says, I'm a hate watcher. I watch Renfail because it's annoying. Well, fuck you. You're gone. Bye. Don't want you here. You've been kind of a dick the past few days anyway, so I kind of figured that. But now you just gave me confirmation to ban your ass out the door, so see ya, bitch. JK says, pro tip, if you don't like a stream, you don't have to announce anything. You can just leave like an adult or get kicked like a child. Yep. Anybody else? I got all morning, kids. We're only an hour into the stream. We're here for 3 to 4 hours every single morning. Anybody else want to get kicked to the curb? Or can we go play the game and have fun and chit chat about the things we love? Because the conversation started off about how we love TV shows and all the different TV shows we want to watch, and then all of a sudden we started talking about Brandon Sanderson coming out of the woodwork supporting LGBTQ plus, and you saw all the racists come out. We've been doing this a lot lately. Yesterday was, or 2 days ago was Star Wars and Star Trek, and the day before that was Star Trek. Every time we talk about these topics, you'll get 5, 6, 7 racists and homophobes that come out of the woodwork and want to make it known about why gay people are bad, why trans people are bad, why we shouldn't have black women in TV shows, right? I could do this all day. It makes me money. Like, why wouldn't I continue to do the thing? There is nothing more enjoyable than putting a racist in their place. Or a homophobe. Like, putting racists, homophobes, and transphobes in their place is one of the most enjoyable activities that I can think of in my adult life. Oh, you don't believe in equality for other human beings? Oh, my, my. Cartoon idea of Ren saying, please tell me more about your hate speech with the band hammer held behind my back. You know the best part? I haven't focused on mounts, Riser, by the way. I'm not interested in mounts in this game. I still only have the first horse. I don't really care about it. My favorite part about... so I know that there's people raging on TikTok right now because I see some responses from the community. But the best part about it is I have a setting on TikTok. I literally don't see comments from people unless they are followers of my TikTok account. So if you want me to see your chat on TikTok, you have to follow my account. And this is great because it's a great way to, A, weed out the loser bot accounts who are never going to follow you because they're just bot accounts. And 2, it's a great way to sucker in the rage baiters, right? Because you force them to like and follow. You force them to follow your channel before they can leave a comment in the live stream, which means you gain their interaction, you get them for a click, you get them for engagement, and you get them for more commentary. And then you ban them. So I get all the clicks and all the likes and all the algorithm juice and all the money from the engagement, and then we kick them out the door. And meanwhile, they're raging into the void because they don't realize that I don't see their commentary. It's great. I don't even see the comments, but I see people responding to the comments, which is hilarious. And then on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, we only focus on our paying subscribers, which is great. So if you're a paying member, your chat gets prioritized and everybody else just gets to suck it. I am a demon, Lobo. Drac Lobo. Anna says, I saw a wolf mount that looked kind of cool. I haven't checked out the other mounts, honestly. I've just stuck with my same old horse the whole time. Alright, apparently there's a room right here.
Hi.
Hello.
What brings you out this way? I'm headed to the cabin where we gathered that night. I've been avoiding it, making up excuses, saying I'm too busy. But the dead still deserve my prayers and attention.
I still haven't gotten to the
You should come
barber
with me.
yet. We might eventually get to the barber. Hundreds of thousands of dew, Valcom. Welcome aboard.
Come on.
Lead
I'm
on,
glad we
Naira.
ran into each other. Truth be told, my resolve was wavering. Did you come for the same reason?
It was Marius who pushed me to come.
I think the only thing that flies in this
Pay
game is
my
the dragon mount,
respects to our
Thandor.
fallen comrades.
Good. We can't bring them home, but we can at least say our farewells. I took Jan's flask to pour a drink for him.
You let your
Stuck on the
take it.
environment.
Yeah.
Actually, I thought he'd make a fuss, but when I said it was for our fallen comrades,
Hiya.
he gave it over.
Gray
without
says,
a
I
word.
just noticed from all the questing I've been doing, I finally got the smithy in the camp. What? I haven't gotten the smithy yet.
Yeah. Oh.
Did I have a TikTok when I started creating content? No. So I started a TikTok account and an Instagram account. Not when I started this channel. So I wasn't gonna do Instagram for this brand because I wasn't doing photo. So I started using Instagram back when it was photography. So for our travel blog, and when Chris and I were doing traveling full time, Instagram was still a photo platform. So we were using Instagram for photos, and then there was a few years where we were retired from that and I wasn't using Instagram. And when I started working on this brand, I wasn't going to use Instagram because I wasn't doing photography, and I didn't realize it had switched over to video content until maybe a couple years back. So I didn't start my Instagram account for this brand until maybe 2 years ago.
We must decide our future course of action.
TikTok, I started a
Offering a
TikTok
prayer for the
account during
fallen.
the pandemic. Not for content creation. I started it because my brother and my sister-in-law were like, hey, TikTok is a lot of fun to watch just for like entertainment value. There's a lot of good skits and stuff. So I had a TikTok account for probably
You'd like to pay your respects.
maybe 3 years before I started using it for my brand. And all I did with my TikTok account was watch funny videos and follow interesting people who were doing things like painting miniatures.
handiwork?
I got a guy who's a boat captain. He
does.
captains. His name's Captain Mark, I
You're
think.
only
He's
here because of them.
I think he's from the UK. He's a boat captain for like
Seems many of us have the same idea. Seven
storage
souls
containers,
made this
like
pilgrimage.
storage
Seven?
container. He's like
I only count
pirates.
5.
He pirates.
Two
Excuse me.
have
He
gone out.
pilots a storage ship.
Should have driven it left.
And then
We almost lost
I
it.
follow a bunch of people on
Could've
TikTok
if
just
you
because
didn't
I
have
like
such poor
interesting
aim.
content that has not necessarily
practicing.
anything to do with gaming. And then maybe 2 years ago,
Oi,
I think it was January
back
of
in
last
time.
year,
Cliff, you're back as well.
I would need to go back
You
and look.
rogue! It's really you!
So a year and a half ago-ish,
You're
I
both
think was
as
when I started
rowdy as
using
ever.
TikTok and Instagram for this brand.
Look at you!
I started
Seriously? How long's
producing
it
short
been?
content,
Settle down.
I should have
which I
been the
hadn't
one
been
to
doing
do
up until
this.
that point.
Thank you.
I think I had randomly published
No
things
need
from
for
here,
all
you know,
of
from
that.
time to time, but I
Eh?
really started daily videos
I'm gathering
on
the
TikTok and
remaining
Instagram
gravy, and I need your
last
strength.
January. And then
And who's
last
going to watch over
June,
them?
Instagram kicked off with some viral stuff
to this place.
and went from like 135 followers
You're right.
up to,
They wouldn't.
I think we had 30,000 followers by the end of the
Time to
year,
go
and now we're
home
up to
then.
like 45,000 followers on Instagram. And then TikTok very slowly over the course of that first year was growing from like, it grew to like, I think we had like 3,500 followers by like November, December. And then December, we had a whole bunch of stuff that kicked off because of Skyrim this past holidays. And the TikTok account went from like 3,500 followers up to like, I think we had like 20,000 by the end of the year. And now we're like, I don't even know where we're at right now with TikTok. Like, are we at 22,000 yet? We're almost to 22,000 on TikTok. So I just started using TikTok and Instagram like a year and a half ago for short content. And then I started streaming to TikTok November along with Kick. We added Kick and TikTok to the streaming rotation in November. So we've been there for 5-6 months now. I've been live on YouTube for 5 years. Twitch, it's been 2.5 years. We've been multi-streaming. So yeah, we've had good growth. We're doing good. We're doing very good. Matty says, I found you via Skyrim Talk. I like the comment about Detroit made, like back when IG was IG. Yeah, I've been using Instagram for a long time for other things. Like, so I started as a travel influencer. I don't even want to say, I hate using that terminology, but that's what most people think about. I was a travel content creator all the way back in 2008 when I first moved to Bulgaria. I started off with a MySpace page, and then I had a blog. I had a WordPress blog. Those are still out there if you want to go digging. I created a Facebook account, I think in around 2008, maybe 2009, somewhere in there. And then I had an Instagram account early when Instagram was a thing. And it was always just the funny thing to me too is like I had a YouTube channel back when YouTube wasn't even like monetized for the travel content. So I was doing travel guides, and I was one of the first people to, they call it digital nomads these days. Back in the day, it was called location independence. You were location independent if you were traveling around the world and working a digital job with the power of the internet. So circa 2009, 2010, it was location independent. I think it was around 2012, 14, somewhere in there. It started becoming digital nomadism, digital nomads. So I wrote one of the first books on how to make a living online and travel the world. It was called the Expat Guidebook. I published it in, I think it was the beginning of 2013. It might have been 2012. Somewhere in that time frame. It did 50,000 sales like within the first year. And that allowed me to just become financially independent of pretty much everything. And then I just worked contracts, and I was traveling the world working for brands and making a living online as a travel writer and travel photographer. And then that led into becoming a marketing person and working on marketing campaigns and becoming a travel influencer with my wife and a public speaker, and that led to founding the game studios, and then now here we are these days. So I can remember back when Instagram was just for photos. And nowadays, I don't know that anybody uses it for photos because it's all reels. Like if you look at my Instagram for this account, it's just short reels. That's it. I don't do any photos. Um, I haven't done photos on IG for years. I've also been around long enough. I used to make a boatload of money selling books through Facebook using the Facebook advertising system. And I remember I did a presentation. It was one of the first. It was the first international travel conference that I got invited to speak at. My presentation was on the power of Facebook ads for selling your travel books. And back in the day, what you used to be able to do, this was brilliant, by the way. You can't do this anymore, but this is what I would do. You used to be able to go and find a user. So every Facebook account has a unique username, has a unique user code. So you might have your username set to something, but behind the scenes there is a code, facebook.com/ a random string of numbers, right? And that's your account. So what you used to be able to do is you used to be able to go into the Facebook advertising system and you could plug in everybody's usernames, your user codes. You could plug in those codes and you could populate a spreadsheet. You could take like an XML spreadsheet, an Excel sheet, and you could have all of these user numbers, right? And you could put that spreadsheet into the Facebook advertising system, and it would specifically send ads to those people. So what I did is I would go scour these Facebook sites, these groups, and I would go through these groups, and they would have 6,000, 8,000 users, right? And myself and my assistant would go through those, and we would just manually, by the way, we didn't do this with a program. We would do this manually. We would just sit there for hours a day, and we would copy paste, 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 and we would go through these groups, and we would go to every single user that was in those groups, and we would copy their user ID and paste it into an Excel document, right? And we would just do that for days on end. And then we would take that document and put it into the Facebook advertising system, and I would blast out an ad for my books. And it would advertise my books to those specific users who I knew were people who liked travel content and people who wanted to or were already traveling the world and or were trying to become writers, wanting to become writers, or trying to become writers online and do that kind of stuff. And so I sold a bunch of books that way. And that was one of the first big international travel conferences that I spoke at, was telling people how to use the power of Facebook advertising to sell books. It was brilliant. But then they got rid of that system and we had to evolve but for a long time I made good money selling books through Oh, this is great. Hey guys, check this out. We have a troll who came to he literally, when did he create his account? So his account's been a while for around, but this is his first time chatting over on Twitch. His first comment went straight to insulting my hairline. Don't forget, I'm also bald. Don't forget about, it's not just about the hairline. I'm also bald. Don't forget about that. You can't forget. Let's read this comment, kids. Let's read this comment. Oh, he had a second one, which the comment, the Twitch already captured and blocked. He's gonna rant in chat before I ban him. So his first comment says, "So let me get this straight. Everyone I've seen gives advice or comments nothing negative, but you're a dick for no reason. You think it's cool? While you're bragging about doing this for 5 to 6 years with 30 viewers making pennies trying to save your half head of hair, it's so pathetic and sad. I've literally listened to you be a dick to everyone for 5 minutes, and I get why you only have 30 viewers after 5 years, because no one really likes you, just like in real life. Your dead gay parents are so proud, I bet. You're a loser, wow, and then the rest of you is trying to flex, which is more sad. Your life is over. Stop reminiscing." I'm going to allow that comment into Twitch chat for a minute so that people can see that I'm not making that up. I'm not making that up. We're going to show his comment in chat before we ban his ass. So this is someone who's very upset. Um, Obviously, this is someone who we need to feel sorry for. We talked about therapy the other day. We talked about people who have mental illnesses and who need therapy. Um, this is clearly an individual who is mentally distressed in real life. We need to feel sorry for this person. We need them to seek professional help. So, Night Momentum, I would highly urge you to seek professional help for your anger issues. You definitely need some therapy. I would highly recommend that you um, seek professional help. Uh, yeah. And we are going to ban you because your comments are highly offensive and you're not here for the right reasons. You know, if you're here to be a part of our community and to celebrate the games we play, you're welcome here, but you're not, so we're banning you. So, um, just come out of the closet. It's okay, buddy. Um, so, this is someone who, we're multi-streaming. I always love to do education on this. So I do income reports and analytics reports on YouTube, where I'm 5 years in, and I've shown from day one how much money I make, where the money comes from, channel growth, etc., all on YouTube. So feel free to dig into those videos at your leisure. We multi-stream. The audience is different every single day. Like today, we have about 45 people ish on Twitch. Looks like 50 to 60 on YouTube, and we're at about 20 to 30 on TikTok, and a handful. I think we're less than 5 or 6 on Kick. It is what it is. Most days playing this game, we're around 120 to 150 people. That's pretty good for where I'm at. It pays the bills. I make several $1,000s a month doing this. I don't make hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. I don't make tens of thousands of dollars per month, but I do make several $1,000s per month doing this full time. In between advertising revenue, channel memberships, sponsorships, book sales, and merch sales. So if you're interested in how much money I make, and where the money comes from, I do those analytics over on YouTube, and I have a series called How to Be a Full-Time Content Creator and Streamer. It's a free series, completely free. We're up to like 22, 23 episodes on YouTube. Go watch that episode in that series if you would like more information on this. Thandar says, tell us you haven't seen Ren's content and core subscribers without telling us. You're just a troll. Correct. Yeah, there's links all over the place for the merch stuff and everywhere else. I am absolutely a dick to people who are dicks to me. So if you come into my chat and act like an asshat, I am gonna be an asshat to you. If you act like a racist, I will treat you like a piece of shit you are. If you are a homophobe or a transphobe, I will treat you like the piece of shit you are. But if you come into my chat and you're friendly and you want to play games and you're here to celebrate games and you want to get engaged with the content that we're creating and the community that we have, when we're talking about a TV show and we're celebrating the TV show, or we're talking about a game and we're celebrating the things we love about that game, and you're there to talk about how cool that stuff is and how much you love that stuff too, then you're in the right place. But if you come into my place and try to interrupt that, can you imagine if I was running a restaurant and I served hamburgers, and everybody there who loves hamburgers is there to eat hamburgers, and all of a sudden a bunch of vegans storm into that restaurant and start yelling about meat is murder, meat is murder, you're an asshole for eating meat, fuck you for eating beef. That's the exact same thing, right? We're here to enjoy hamburgers. If you also love hamburgers, you're in the right place. But if you want to come into our place of business and yell about how eating hamburger is bad and meat is murder and that kind of shit, you're in the wrong place. You're not welcome here. And you're not going to find a welcoming embrace or a hug. You're going to be shown the door and saying, get the fuck out of my premises. You're trespassing. Bye bye. And you're getting banned from this establishment. It's that fucking easy. It's not hard, kids. So, respect is earned, not given. Pretty much. I'm also old, and it's like I don't have to give a fuck. I'm not here to please anybody. Like we had somebody ask the other day, and it's like, aren't you worried? It's like, what am I worried about? They're not my audience. I have no desire to be Asmongold or Moist Critical or Luke Stevens or Misty Matty Plays, and I have no desire to be this big, massive, burnt peanut character who has hundreds of thousands of incels in his community ranting and raving about every single thing under the sun. I don't want those people in my community. I don't want them here. That's not what we're about. We're about inclusivity, embracing everyone equally, playing games for fun, enjoying the video games that we play, enjoying the TV shows that we watch, enjoying the films that we watch. And I will fight very hard to protect the sanctity of my community and to make sure that we have standards. Like there are standards for being a part of this community. It's pretty simple. Um, it's not hard to be a decent human being to other people. And if you are a decent people to other people, if you're a decent human being, I will treat you like a decent human being. But if you act like a bitch, I will treat you like a bitch. It's that simple. This is a private place of business. It's not your Reddit thread where you get to come in and spout your hatred and racism and homophobia and everything else. No. There are other streamers where you can do that. Not my house, kids. Not my house. So, now that we've cleared out some more trash, let's get back to playing the game. I do love the
Won't be
fact
long before we're all reunited again.
you could tell the ones you've really triggered because they'll go after my hairline. And it's like, first and foremost, not only have I been losing my hair for years, I am balding in the back as well. You think that I give a shit? I literally sit here and my hair looks like my hair looks like absolute mad scientist every single day. I have one haircut a year, which I think we're doing today actually. Today or tomorrow, Chris said we're doing my annual haircut. I'm old. Male pattern baldness is a thing. I also have no eyebrows. Well, I do have eyebrows, but they're really thin and they're blonde and they're a little gray. So I have some of them. You can see them right here in this area, but on the outsides, it's really scraggly. Anthony Hopkins is the same way. Anthony Hopkins doesn't have a lot of eyebrows either. Like, what other flaws do we need to point out? Oh, I was joking about this the other day. I got bat wings because of that weight gain that I put on because of the leg injury. And I raised my arm the other day and I saw my bat wings flapping and I was like, oh shit, I got to take care of that. But that's from sitting on my ass for a year and a half from leg injury, so I couldn't do any exercises. So I've got that's called Coca-Cola and sweets, like sweet pastries and stuff, and potato chips. Angry Ewok says you have a Merlin beard in your older videos. Oh yeah, I grew my beard out for 2.5 years down to my belly button. I also, if you go back far enough, I used to have hair down to my butt, but I cut my hair off because I was getting older and it was thinning. And I didn't want to be the dude with like 6 hairs pulled back in a ponytail, so I cut it off, and I've been the mad scientist ever since then. Like, in order for people to be able to insult your physical appearance, you have to give a shit about your physical appearance. I clearly do not. Nor do I have to. The beauty of the internet is I don't have to, like, be beholden to someone else's beauty standards. I don't get paid because I'm pretty. I get paid because I'm entertaining. And entertaining can be lots of different ways. Correct. You know you've won the argument when they attack your hairline history, Bologna says. You're right. The moment someone makes a personal attack against your physical appearance, you've already won the argument. Because they have nothing to counter you with. They have nothing to say against the discussion at hand, and so they resort to personal insults like the 5-year-old on the playground. Because they're still stuck in that 5-year-old bully mentality. They've been a bully since they were 5 years old on the playground, and they're still bullies in their day to day. attacking people based on their personal appearance is the lowest of the low. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on, Thandar. Hang on, Thandar. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. I have a hang on. Hang on. So Thandar says Ren gets sad and wipes his tears with cash. Not only am I going to do it with cash, I'm going to do it with cash in 2 different currencies. Oh, I have dollars and I have pesos. So I get to wipe my tears in multiple currencies, kids. I don't just wipe my tears with my dollars. I wipe my tears with pesos, euros. I make money from all over the world. It's the best part about being an international audience is that my money comes from everywhere. And I tell you what, Troll Tears, I have a merch in our merch store. There's 2 lines of merch. One says, Troll Tears fuel my retirement. And the other one says, thanks for the free engagement. So every time we get trolls, thanks for the free engagement, your Troll Tears are fueling my retirement. I'm currency maxing. That's right. Shiny says I'm so poor I have to use coins. And by the way, I am not rich by any means, but everything is paid off. I'm rich in love and rich in life, kids. I do have this house is paid for. This homestead's paid for. We bought an investment property in the woods. We paid cash for that too. My shit's all paid for. I don't have millions in the bank, but my shit's all paid for, and that's worth more than most people can say. And I get to sit here and do this all day, every day, even though I only have 30 viewers, right? I do love the guys who try to insult you when they think that you're only because they're only looking at one of the places where you stream. And so they'll be like, you only have X amount of people there. And I'm like, today, yeah, I think today there's been 40, 50 people on Twitch. We've had 500 people on Twitch. We've had 700 people on Twitch. We've had 200 people on Twitch. I've had 6 to 8 people watching on Twitch before. It's different every day, different every game. I have 12,000 videos on YouTube. I get paid by companies to play games, sponsorship deals. I get offers to go places all the time. I don't take those offers up. Bethesda was the first offer I've taken to go anywhere with this particular audience, with this particular brand. The Bethesda trip was the first trip I've taken. Go back 5 or 6 years ago when I was the CEO of a game studio, and go back and watch those videos, you're going to see I was traveling all over the world, going to different game conferences and meeting up with different heads of game studios because I was a CEO of a game studio and the creative director on an MMO for 8 years. Like, you get people who are here who are like, you're a nobody because you've only got 5, 10, 15, 30 people watching you on Twitch. And it's like, first and foremost, I'm live on multiple places. And second of all, honey, this is my retirement gig. Like, I've already had a very fulfilling career doing lots of different things. I have accomplished every single thing on my bucket list has been completely knocked off. The only thing that's left on my bucket list are actually my wife's bucket list items. She wants to go to Japan and she wants to go to Egypt. We can't go anywhere right now because we have all the animals, but we've already talked about, if we're still healthy and we're good in, once the animals are no longer a factor, then we will probably head out the door again and do some traveling in our twilight years. But we were I don't want to say lucky because it was hard work. Thanks to the Twitch sub, Alaski, by the way. I missed that in the middle of our ranting. Recognize that Twitch sub. That's a new person subscribing. Thank you very much. I did all my traveling when I was young. So from the time I was 19 until Chris and I quit traveling when we were 38 years old. So we did all of our traveling in our 20s and 30s. So I worked in the travel industry. So I've already done the whole go to all the places, see all the things you want to do. Because I made that my job. I pursued my hobby and made it into a career. I wanted to write full time. I pursued that and I made it into a career and I published millions of words around the world. I've published books, science fiction, fantasy, travel. I've done all of that. Yes, I'm bragging right now. Flexing a little bit. Just for the purposes of thumbing my nose in the face of the people who are like, but you only have 30 viewers on Twitch. Yeah. Thanks, Tiff. Resub over on Twitch 2 months in a row. Is there a coffee mug that says that, Detroit? Detroit, my merch store has t-shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, coffee cups, and water bottles. So yes, I have coffee mugs that say that. I'm using my oh, by the way, guys, speaking of, I'm just a lowly streamer who only has 30 people watching me on Twitch. So this is a coffee mug that Rebellion sent me for playing Atomfall last year. This is a badass coffee mug, but this is one of those, this stuff will never die. This thing, I can throw it across the room, drop it, it'll never break. So I have these in my merch store, as well as your traditional ceramic coffee mugs, as well as stainless steel water bottles and t-shirts. And I don't promote the merch store all that often, but there is a link to it. So I also have, we've showed it off before. I have a big old, like Rebellion sent me a big old swag bag of merch for Atomfall. I have a deck of Atomfall cards that I often play with when I'm sitting here at my desk. But you only have 30 views on Twitch. It's funny when people try to tie your worth to how many viewers they think you have on a given day, and they don't take a look at the breadth and depth of what you do for a full-time job. Dork Knight, thanks for the sub over on Twitch. Appreciate it. Will I do more travel offers after your Bethesda trip? No. It just depends on the it depends on the company. Like I get offers all the time. I've probably had 6 offers in the last 8 months or so. I don't feel the need to leave my house. I've discussed this in other places. But I've had offers to go speak at conferences. I have no desire to leave my house, unless you're paying me a shitload of money. I don't leave my house generally for anybody. I traveled full time for years. I was a public speaker for years. I've done the conference circuit. I've been wined and dined. My wife and I were at the top tier as travel influencers. I've already done all that shit. So I don't really feel the need to leave my house anymore. It has to be a really good offer. There are a handful of companies that I'll leave my house for. Bethesda, Larian, Owlcat, BioWare are a few of the names that jump to the top of my list. Those are companies I would leave my house for. But this whole idea of you need to go to all the events to flex about how cool you are. Yeah, I don't play that game. Homie, don't play that game. I don't need to. I have nothing to prove to anybody. I'm not hungry. I'm not trying to become the next Burnt Peanut. I'm not trying to win a streamer award. I'm not trying to dominate YouTube and Twitch. I make a very comfortable living. The audience grows every single day. I have net growth at the end of every single year. I make enough money to pay the bills. I get enough money to put money in the savings. I get new offers that come my way every single day. What do I need all that shit for? Travel takes me away from my office. I don't stream on the days I don't travel. You have to deal with getting sick when you travel. Immigration, custom lines are a pain in the ass. Travel is not fun anymore. It's not fun. Travel used to be fun. Travel is no longer fun. Especially when you're going somewhere for 1 day. And you got to do 2 days of travel to get there and 2 days of travel to come home. So there's going to be 4 to 5 days of no sleep. 1 day you're there. So there are certain companies I will do it for, but Yeah. No, I don't give a shit about Crimson Desert enough to want to go to any of their events. I don't. Pearl Abyss does not. They don't make games that are my. Like I said, they're not my typical. You know, this was a game I just played because I knew it was going to be good for the channel, and I have had fun with it. But I told people this the other day. If there was something else that was out right now, I would be playing that instead of this.
I was wondering when you'd come.
Olasky says being wholesome and
Seems worried
badass
about
is way
these
more
camps
cool than
getting
having
around.
thousands of subs and being ultra
Right.
materialistic. Just a footnote. You're not wrong. Thank
More
you.
folk are saying that they've caught sight of us Greymanes.
Adamfall is great. Cool
Which
fool.
is great news.
Had a great time. I played all the
We're
DLCs
close
too.
to finding them all. We've just got to help them find their way here.
I like your optimism.
Soon, we'll be back together once more. Our goal is in sight. We're almost there. I know we'll find them all.
Aye.
Look into the rumor. We're gonna just keep pursuing rumors for the moment because I want to get more of these guys. Ooh, I don't think I've done that waterfall either. Yeah, I had a great time with Adamfall. I liked the first DLC more than the second DLC, but like, I don't know if you guys caught the trailer. Adamfall, or excuse me, Rebellion just dropped the trailer for their new sci-fi horror shooter at the Xbox partner event a couple days ago. We did a reaction video to that. It looks freaking awesome. And I already was like talking to Molly, who's their community manager on Twitter, like, this is gonna, I can't wait. We did Sniper Elite last year. We did Adamfall last year. Rebellion makes good games. And you want to know something funny, guys? I did not know that the CEO of Rebellion was the same. I did not know this until like last week. I have been watching this guy on YouTube for years, 6-7 years. He does all these medieval videos about how people used to live in the Middle Ages, and they'll dress up like as a knight, and they'll do like, this is how they made food, this is how they do this, is how they do this, this is how they do this, this is how they do this. I did not know that that dude was the CEO of Rebellion Game Studios. I had no clue until like a week ago or so, because I came into Rebellion. Like, I had never played any of the Sniper Elite games. I had never played a Rebellion game until last year. I played Sniper Elite, the most recent Sniper Elite game that came out, and then we immediately went and played Adamfall after that. And so I had never played a Rebellion game before that. And I was like, they make good games. I had a lot of fun with both of those games. But I have been following that guy on, like, watching his YouTube videos for years. And then I find out that he's the CEO of Rebellion. I was like, no fucking way. I had no clue. Excuse me. Yeah, when I was playing Sniper Elite last year, everyone was telling me you should try all these Sniper Elite games are great, and I've never played them before, but I had a lot of fun with the one I did play last year, which was the most recent one. Was it Sniper Elite Resistance? Maybe is what it was called. And it had a total cliffhanger of an ending.
We'll find the others just over that hill.
Sure, but what then? When we get there?
Join them, of course. Re-establish the Greymanes.
Yes!
I don't think I can. What? We've come
The
all this
ADS game
way.
looks awesome.
Fancy finding you all here.
Clef. By the ancestors. It's
You're
you.
looking good as ever.
Not too bad yourselves.
We heard about the Greymane camp here.
So what are you standing around here for?
Well, the thing is,
You heard what we said. didn't you? You're worthless to the Greymane.
Worthless?
That day, the Greymanes needed fighters, not the likes of us. What good are dyed silks or my trinkets when men are dying all around?
Hold on now. We're still Greymanes. I'm proud of my stylish souls.
Style. Style doesn't stop arrows. We ran when the fighting started. What will they say if we ask to join now? Huh?
They'll laugh. Or call us worthless cowards.
You should see the state they're in without you. Anyone would think them beggars. Aye, tattered clothes, unkempt beards, bits of tin about our fingers. Our looks no longer strike fear in any man.
Yes. You're in need of the clothes I dyed then.
How many have gathered? If each is in desperate need.
It's true. Unka's beard would be an unsightly tangle if not
Is this
for
the
me.
barber? Am I finally getting the barber?
That's right. Now let's be off.
Sounds to me like he's a barber, and these guys are all like clothing, cosmetic oriented. Return to Marius. I just got some dye packs. I'm hearing Lucas run around the house crying. I don't know what he needs. May have to go check on him in a minute. It's almost time for my second cup of coffee anyway. I got 2 hours into my stream and I didn't get my second cup of coffee because we got sidetracked with all the trolly little bitches that we had to ban. Yep, I see a barber icon on the map now. Right here. Yep, I hear Chris. I probably need to go say good morning anyway. Boop, 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 boop. If you have the barber,
That
you
was
should also
quicker
have the
than
smith. It's
expected.
near your storage
Were
chest.
they close
All right,
by?
thank you, Gray.
The camp's in high spirits now that pretty much everyone is reunited. It really is nice to see the camp so lively. But I still think about the few that haven't returned.
Don't worry about it.
We can't give up hope. Not till we've found every last one of us.
Every last one of us.
Here, let me mark all the relevant spots on your map.
We're definitely going to keep going and finding
Can't
more
wait till
Greymanes
all of
today.
us are back together.
Okay, so there should be a smith here now too. I also need to collect camp funds with an internal defense mission at the Zarian Manor, it says. Hold on, let me find the smith. Oh, I see it. I see it. It is right here. Yay! I can do a smithy now for my
Care to
own.
witness the iron
home.
art my hammer can forge?
There we go. Oh, that's tempting. I need one more bloodstone to go to the next rank. Or
You care to
I'm gonna
witness?
hold off
If you
before I
need
do that.
anything,
Let me go to the barber
just
really
drop
quick.
by.
You know what? Let me hold that thought. Internal defense mission at the Azarian Manor. I need to check this mission. Open map. Okay, I need to sleep so that it's daytime before I use the barber. Otherwise, I won't be able to see. Estate security. How many do we need? 5 to 7. You know what? Let's just go down the list. Let's pick 7 dudes. Okay. Enjoy it if you do, Melissa. What's up, Gene? Gene says I finally befriended a fat cat for my pet in the game. Haha. I tried to the other day and he wouldn't take my fish. So I was like, well, I'm not going to deal with him right now. I'm pretty happy with my Puss in Boots, man. My little musketeer guy. Alright, let's go use the barber. And then I gotta go get my coffee and say good morning to my wife because she's up.
Hair, brows. Tell me what you want
The
to say.
problem is, no one's gonna see this because I'm always wearing the stupid helmet, right? Like, what is the purpose? I did not know that those earrings were visible. I'm not a fan of any of those hairstyles. These are just the same ones that were in character creation. It's not like anything new. Eh. Yeah, I was hoping it was going to be like Red Dead Redemption 2 where you could like grow your hair out or grow your beard out. Apparently not. And I always wear a helmet anyway, so that's kind of a weird. I don't feel like that's I don't feel like that is that useful. All right, kids, we're going to take 5 to 10 and I'm going to go say good morning to my wife, take a bio, stretch my eyes, stretch my legs, get some more coffee. It will be 5 to 10. So I would urge you in the meantime to get over onto YouTube and follow along there because everything in between the streams happens over there. Game guides, reviews, discussion videos. You can also go follow all of our socials. Twitter, X, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok, all those good things. The merch store, the Amazon store, the Discord, the Patreon, the Homestead channel, if you like ducks and chickens and cats. Y contenido en español porque nuestra casa es en Mexico. I'll be back in 5 to 10.